We are live from the showcase building, the all-new amazing showcase display at 22nd Street Gem Show in Tucson, Arizona. This is an iron meteorite found by Steve Arnold and myself, the Meteorite Men, in Brenham, Kansas. And as you can see, it's got some rust on it, but not for long, because holding the meteorite is genius inventor William Mason, creator of PaleoBOND and the MCP Meteorite Corrosion Protection Kit. Bill, what are you going to show us? What's the story with this meteorite?
Well, what we're going to do here is we're going to look at a meteorite that has had corrosion in it. That's called rust. And meteorites don't rust in space. They're in a vacuum.
Why is that?
They're in a vacuum.
Absolutely.
And there's no gases and moisture and all those things that cause oxidation. And oxidation is corrosion. And corrosion is what takes these beautiful specimens and dissolves them back into their original ore makeup, the chemistry of it. Now, there's a lot of ideas about how to clean meteorites, and they're absolutely wrong. So, first we studied what is corrosion, and then what to do about it. And so we will take a meteorite, such as the thing, and it has rust on the slice side and on the outside, and we will remove it. Now we're going to do it right in front of you, and depending upon the depths of the rust, it takes about 20 minutes to remove all of the rust off of a meteorite, and then we will prepare the surface for, in this case, we're going to etch it, and we're going to take you through the process. You can do this in your own shop at home, and if you have all this time and money involved in a piece of iron that wants to rust, we're going to stop that.
Excellent.
And we have some most interesting chemistry, vapor phase corrosion inhibiting, and we're going to prepare this right in front of you. And yesterday somebody brought in a meteorite, a nantan.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
And the nantan is a ruster. It landed in a swamp 25,000 years ago.
Gosh, that happened to me too.
Yes.
Well, that wasn't quite that far ago.
Anyway,
ago, but, you know.
We cleaned this, prepared it, etched it, and then we coated it with a spray, meteorite spray.
Oh, that's amazing. And Bill, you never see slices of nantan because it has a reputation as being a terrible ruster, and yet it is one of the most beautiful of all iron meteorites. Look at that enormous, probably iron sulfide inclusion there, or carbon possibly inclusion. Amazing etch pattern, very geometric. It's, what would you say, is that a medium octahedrite?
Yeah, medium octahedrite.
I've only ever once before seen a slice of nantan. I think no one will cut them because they fall apart. So you have found a way to make this loveliest of meteorites from China available. And look at these, there's some beautiful Schreibersite inclusions in there as well.
Those are called Widmann-Stratton line.
And what is the origin of the Widmann-Stratton pattern? How was it discovered? It was by an experimenter and researcher, someone who's probably a bit like you, I would imagine, Count von Widmann-Stratton.
Well, Widmann-Stratton has the name, but the guy that originally did the work, his name was Thompson.
And
but
so,
he didn't do his paperwork. And Widmann-Stratton.
We know that story, don't we? So the Widmann-Stratton pattern is also sometimes described as the Thompson structure.
Correct.
And it's my understanding that Count von Wittgenstein was trying to figure out how to remove rust from his meteorite slices, much as you are doing.
Yes.
And he applied a weak solution of nitric acid to a polished section of iron meteorite, and was rather stunned to discover this beautiful pattern emerging. And so it is named after him, and we always honor the Count when we talk about etching iron meteorites.
And we have used a different thing. Instead of nitric acid, we use hydrochloric acid.
Ooh.
With ferric chloride, and we end up with a very highly contrasted Woodman-Stratton pattern.
Absolutely lovely. So, Bill, shall we begin the process?
Absolutely.
Excellent. So we've seen the end result, and here's the starting piece. Here is a Brenham siderite that Steve Arnold and I found quite a few years ago. As you can see, it's rusting fairly badly around the edges and very badly on the exterior. So what is our first step, Professor Mason?
Well, we're going to use an acid and clean it off. Oh yes, by the way, I wear these plastic gloves
because you're a stylish man about town.
Yes, definitely. And my hands aren't always blue, but today
it gives you a bit of a Dr. No vibe when you put on the plastic gloves.
Right. I usually wear a white coat, but I smell over myself. Well,
I think the white coat was sold for charity at the Paleontology Association dinner last night. Am I correct in that? In addition to being an inventor and a great friend to the meteorite community, Bill is the creator of PaleoBOND, which is a glue used by paleontologists all over the world for fossil preservation and preparation. So what's our first step here, Bill?
What we've done here is we have taken a special acid which has been mixed with our vapor phase corrosion inhibiting chemistry, and we are doing the outside, and right now it's eating up all of the rust.
So this is this gel is like the Pac-Man of meteorite rusting.
Now we have two. We have gel and we go to liquid, and when we end up having a meteorite with cracks and we need to get the rust out of the cracks, we use a lower viscosity material. Now, we have here a simple brush, but it's with brass in it, and we're mechanically. You can do this if you've got a workbench with a wire wheel that spins quickly. You make very short order work, but we're doing this to show you how simple it is. Usually it takes about 20 minutes to take off most of the rust.
Which is not very much in the time stream when you think how long it took the Wittgenstein structure, the crystalline structure in these iron meteorites to form. Could have been millions of years.
Yes. Yes.
So, Bill, what led you to the process of invention here? Was this a personal thing that you had meteorites of your own and you were concerned about rusting? Tell us a little of the background.
Actually, it was a problem that I had bought an antan at a trade show, And I hauled it home, and I had spent maybe $50 on it, and I put it in a drawer at home, and 6 months later I went to the drawer to pull it out, and it was now a pile of rust.
Oh no!
Oh, I said, what have I done? Well, I started thinking about what is going on here, and then it occurred to me, what's going on? Well, if it's in space, it's in a vacuum, and there isn't any rust in a vacuum. So I thought, well, what if I put this pile of stuff in a vessel and pull a vacuum on it, which I did, and it didn't rust anymore. Well, then it was a matter of what do you do about all of those rusty meteorites that keep popping up.
So here we're adding into the mix 3-part slices of the Toluca iron meteorite from Mexico. This is an historic find. It's one of the oldest known iron meteorites on Earth. Has a long history of being used to fashion tools and weapons. And there are some lovely examples in the ASU collection of iron meteorites that were fashioned into tools. So we know that humans have had a long relationship with meteorites going back thousands of years. And if you consider what it must have been like in the pre-industrial era, pre-Iron Age, when early peoples found unusually shaped pieces of iron lying around, they must have picked them up and used them as tools or weapons, or perhaps just thought they had mystical powers. Good morning. I mean, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Please be welcome. This is a demo. This is the spray that Bill will apply later. This is the product that we're using, and you can purchase this from PaleoBOND.com. PaleoBOND is the paleontology prep company that Bill founded, so he's a legend in meteorites and paleontology. Although he's too modest to say that, aren't you, Bill?
But yes, yeah.
So how are they looking?
Well,
is it soup yet?
Looking pretty good. All of the surface corrosion is gone, and what we're doing is looking at some maybe deeper rust pockets.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us, sir. Please, nice to meet you too. Please come on up and watch. This is Bill Mason, founder of PaleoBOND and inventor of the meteorite corrosion protection kit, and that is what he's demonstrating: how to save and preserve adored meteorites by removing rust with his proprietary process. And this is a safe kit that you can use at home. You don't need any special training. We just always recommend that you wear eye protectors and plastic gloves, as Bill is, because there are some mild acids involved. Be careful not to get this on your hands or in your eyes. But you don't need lab background to do this. This is designed so that you can buy this kit, get a couple of plastic tubs, some plastic gloves, and save your own meteorites at home, as if by magic. You're welcome to join us, ladies and gents. This is an intriguing demonstration of how to protect, preserve, and repair damaged meteorites.
I have a demonstration on how not to protect.
Ah, excellent! We have a customer. Thanks for joining us.
doing well until we moved to Hawaii, the corrosive salt air.
And what meteorite is this, sir?
The Russian silicon.
Samantha, I can't pronounce it.
Ooh, may I?
Yeah, sure.
Gosh, this is not something that you see every day. A silicated iron. Well, that is going to make a fantastic demo piece. What do you think of that one, Bill? You think you can save it?
Yep.
He can save anything. You hear that confidence? Yep, of course he can. He's a meteorite superhero.
It has never been etched, at least I did not see any.
No, I don't think that.
You'll be amazed by the results of this. Did you see our post on Facebook?
No.
How did you hear that we were doing this?
I was here.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm so glad you're here. This is exactly what we wanted, was for collectors to bring a problem piece. The more of a problem, the better. Because it makes for
probably live in the worst possible place. We're downwind of the Kilauea volcano, and 2,000 metric tons of sulfur dioxide a day mixed with moisture and salty sea breeze.
I have visited and spent a wonderful summer there, so I'm very familiar with the area. And yes, that's going to be a particularly challenging environment for meteorites.
It's doing well until we move there. And, I go through the same maneuver with our metal screen door and phosphoric acid treatment.
Love your show.
All that.
Well, thank you so much for watching.
We're so glad we found you this year again.
Excellent.
You moved.
Yes. Well, we love the 22nd Street show so much, and the showcase building here, its first year, and it's perfect for us. We're with our
Right
friends
from
Dinosaur
yesterday.
Breakers and Delray Agates.
It was all rusty
We
and
designed the space collectively, and Bill and I are longtime friends, so I wanted to invite him to do a demo.
We came looking for you
here.
last weekend. We went down the end of the other tent. We were like, no, he's gone.
No, never.
Nice
They can't get rid of us.
I walked right past you.
Turned out all right.
You just look so different without all your gear.
How about that? Yes, well, I thought it would be amusing to shock friends and customers by wearing a tie at the gym show, since they're used to seeing me covered in mud right now, and standing next to a refrigerator-sized guy. I look normal-sized, but it's just me, don't I? Steve's here too. He's I don't think he's in space today, but he's here.
Get a close up.
Yes, please do. So please feel welcome to hang out and observe, and my very talented staff will help you if you have any questions, and when we're done with the demo. Oh, good. And did you see our extended versions of Meteorite then airing over there in the Space Rock Theater? Those are the international versions, never aired before in the States. So there's some extra footage and art. What's your name?
Connie.
I'm sorry?
Connie.
Connie. Pleasure to meet you.
Steve.
Steve. Connie and Steve. Nice to meet
Try
you.
to drop that again because you're like a rock star here.
Oh, this will just be a little while. I'll be here. Come back if you can have a chit chat.
Okay.
Thanks for visiting.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You're the meteorite man, and he's the meteorite fixer.
I'm half of the Meteorite Men.
Oh, okay.
So that's our TV show. Steve Arnold and me.
Well, I bought this from eBay, so the characterization of it was not very complete because it was the Russian origin. Say it's a silicate.
So I
that's
think
a nickel iron with some inclusions of silicate.
so. The name you're saying is Simchan,
Yes.
but Simchan is not a silicated iron. So I think this is something different. And Simchan was a relatively abundant meteorite, and we have numerous examples of it here. It's classified as a palisite, but it also shows features of just siderite. So there are pieces, in other words, that are all iron and pieces that are iron and olivine combined. So it certainly looks like an iron meteorite, but it doesn't look like Simchan to me. I'm guessing that's dronino, which is another Russian iron, which does have those little oval features in it, but we'll get a better idea when the process is done and Bill etches it, because if it's dronino, it will not etch. Dronino has a very high nickel content, And if it's Simchan, it will etch, and we can match the pattern with the Simchan that we have here. So not only are we saving your meteorite, we're going to do a little detective work for you and see if we can do a positive ID on it. How does that sound?
That sounds great. I've never seen any pattern in it before, so...
And you won't see a pattern without etching. So it's only the acid treatment that brings out the Widmanstätten pattern, if it has one. And while most iron meteorites etch, not all of them do. There are a few that won't.
Now what we're dealing with here is some real deep rust here. If in a shop I had a wheel with a wire wheel, it would carve this stuff off. Mechanically, we're using this, and you can see the stuff that's already come off this thing.
For those of you who have just joined us, this is Bill Mason, inventor of PaleoBOND and the MCP Meteorite Corrosion Protection Kit. I am Jeff Notkin. We are at the Showcase building at the 22nd Street Gem Show in Tucson, Arizona. Live broadcast. Bill is demonstrating his amazing MCP product that stabilizes, repairs, preserves, and protects iron meteorites. So we're looking at a mystery iron here that a gentleman brought in. We believe it to be a Russian iron meteorite, and we're discussing what its origin might be. Once it's cleaned, we're gonna try etching it and see if we can ID it. I'm sure that's Joni now. Look at those little oval shapes. Those are typical of, well, I shouldn't say I'm sure. I'm not sure yet, but it certainly looks like it's a good contender. And Joni now has a bit of a reputation as a ruster, so that would also be consistent with its appearance when it came in. But that's one of my favorite things, is trying to ID a mystery meteorite. We love that. That's like Sherlock Holmes and Oscar Monig working together.
The corrosiveness of our environment is pretty incredible. We have very acidic atmospheric aerosols from the Kilauea volcano, and we have salty air from the nearby seashore. So we have saline acidic fallout on everything, and a little bit of ash also. From the volcano. So probably the worst case storage environment for a meteorite.
Well, and while that's challenging for you, it's fantastic for us, because you've brought a real problem meteorite with severe rusting in, and Bill's already removed the rust and is cleaning it up now. You'll be amazed when you see
the metal screen door that about every 3 weeks I have to do phosphoric acid, many layers of Rust-Oleum and rust.
Rust-Oleum does not use a vapor phase corrosion inhibitor, and consequently you'll have to redo it and redo it.
Bill has other amazing products that you might consider acquiring and putting in your display cabinet that will help protect them over time. Just working away on their own, you don't have to do anything with it. We should talk about the inhibitors a bit also, Bill, at some point, please.
So this is the acid treatment.
Right.
These are iron meteorites in this tray, and my friend and colleague here, Bill Mason, is demonstrating how to use a product to remove rust from iron meteorites and preserve them. And because iron tends to rust in our oxygen-rich and moist atmosphere, they sometimes need treatment. So we invited some colleagues to bring in some real rusty meteorites.
Would it be bad if you touch it with your hand?
Yeah, it's an acid. It's not super dangerous, but it could burn your hand a little bit. So that's why we've got Bill wearing the blue gloves. Also because he's a James Bond fan and he's pretending to be Dr. No today.
007, no?
When did they find it?
So we have 3 different meteorites here. This one, this is the exterior of a meteorite that has a cut face. That was found by my friend Steve Arnold and me a few years ago in Kansas. These little squares are named Toluca, and they were found in Mexico probably at least 40 or 50 years ago. And this one, the big piece, is a mystery meteorite. We're not sure what that is yet, but we're hoping to be able to identify it once we've cleaned it up. But we think that one's from Russia. So we've got meteorites from the States, from Mexico, and probably Russia in one tray. And I think governments could take a good lesson from this, because look, we've got Mexico, the US, and Russia all sitting together in a a little tub, and there's no fighting, there's no bad language, there's no talk of a wall.
And we all want to make a deal.
they're all sitting in acid, so...
Oh, good point, yeah.
We gotta go. Say what? Say what? What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Come on.
You're welcome. Thanks for visiting us. Enjoy the show. Oh, we got a full house today.
Hey, Jeff.
Hello, MJ. Oh my gosh, there's our marketing consultant.
Here's my friends.
Oh my gosh, we really have a full house today. Gentlemen, good afternoon. Excellent, thank you. Come and observe our meteorite preservation demo. This is a real rare treat to see the inventor of MCP meteorite protection doing a demo himself. If you ever have problems with rusty meteorites, this is how you save them.
And if you call me on the phone and tell me that it's worth $1 million,
$1 million!
And I look at them and I said, it's either a meteorite or it's a meteor wrong. And you'd be amazed the stories I hear. I got a phone call last month and the man was just excited, thought that this thing landed in his garden and burst into flame and it burned the garden, and then he said there was a melon type thing in the center and it broke open and it was full of quartz crystals. Well, I can tell you it was a meteor wrong.
And we know that because we do not find quartz crystals in meteorites. So we have a question from our great friend Michelle Clark, who's watching from the UK. Hello, Michelle. So Michelle asked if using this treatment on an etched iron will damage the Widmanstätten pattern.
No. No. However, you can re-etch yourself, and we have a kit, and we have ferric chloride, and we re-etch. And what I'm about to do now, we've cleaned these, and while we got it here, we might as well etch them.
Yay! This is what everyone wants to see. The secrets of etching iron meteorites by the great Bill Mason. Jenny's just tuned in from Wisconsin. Good afternoon, Jenny. And hello, Tracy, who is our great friend and colleague. She is part of Dinosaur Brokers, our fellow exhibitors. And I'd like to remind viewers that you can get these brilliant products at PaleoBOND.com. You do not need a lab degree to do this at home. This is a product that Bill designed in order to allow collectors to repair and preserve their meteorite collections. Just using the table, a couple of plastic tubs, some plastic gloves. Please be sure to wear glasses or eye protectors when you're doing this, because we are working with acids. So we have an excellent question from Richard Garner, my great friend from the UK. He says, Bill, who would win in a fight? A bear wearing iron meteorite armor or a lion with teeth made from iron meteorites? How do you feel about that? This is a very important scientific question. So
I'd run like hell.
The answer is run like hell. A bear wearing iron meteorite armor or a lion with teeth made from iron meteorite? Oh, and he says he's also watching with interest, smiley face. Thank you, Richard. That's a really good question. I think we're going to have to put the brain trust on that. Actually, I'd like a demo. I think that's one of those learn by doing experiments. So I think we could get a bear into meteorite armor.
Part of your meteorite there.
A lot of deterioration going on.
Yeah, put that on eBay. Just kidding.
Okay.
So you've done the acid step and now neutralization.
Well, actually, we can we'll just use some ferric chloride on there.
All right, here we go. Here, this is the etching process. This is ferric chloride, and you can buy this material. Does this come in your kit?
Yes.
Does ferric chloride is
Yes.
included in the MCP kit? Excellent. I
Right.
wasn't sure about that. So this is the magic part. Now watch the pattern appear if there is one. This is, no kidding, ladies and gentlemen, the acid test. Thank you very much.
Takes about 4 minutes if they're going to appear.
For those of you just joining us, we are in the showcase building at the 22nd Street Gem Show in beautiful sunny downtown Tucson, Arizona. My guest is the great Bill Mason, inventor of PaleoBOND and the MCP meteorite corrosion protection system. And we are using our superpowers to save meteorites from death by rusting. We have a mystery iron meteorite here from Russia. Could be Dronino, could be Simchan. And Bill is applying ferric chloride now to look for a Widmanstätten pattern. And if we see a pattern emerge, that will give us a good indication of which meteorite it is. It's a bit like fingerprinting for meteorites. Gosh, it's a beautiful piece, isn't it? It has amazing features.
But I am not seeing the Widmanstätten.
No, me neither. Which would be consistent with my guess that it might be Dronino, because the little round features that we're seeing there are sometimes seen in Dronino. And that is a nickel-rich ungrouped iron meteorite that was found near Kasimov in rural Russia. We did a season 3 Meteorite Men episode there with our fantastic Russian meteorite hunting pals Sergei and Dima. Those guys know how to mount an expedition. It involved much drinking of vodka and people jumping in the river in their spare time, but it was Russia, so what do you expect? How's it looking, Maestro?
Well, I'm not seeing any patterns which would be typical of a...
Our friend Chris Moat just joined us. Good afternoon, Chris. And he said very amusingly, if you just came in now, no, this is not a cooking show. Well, Chris, we are sort of cooking meteorites, but it's a little different from your Food Channel show. This would be a tasty snack for the lion with iron meteorite teeth that we were talking about earlier. Ah, yes. So what do you think of the process so far?
It's very interesting.
Your meteorites come a long way from when you walked in
definitely
with
has. It came in here in a lot worse shape.
Indeed. Well, that's what happens when you have the actual inventor of this amazing product do your restoration work for you. If any of you are watching and you have problem iron meteorites, bring them on down. Bill is demonstrating this amazing product free of charge. We're using the MCP preservation kit. You can purchase this at PaleoBOND.com along with paleontology products. What's the verdict, Professor?
Well, there are no Woodman Stratton lines that we can see.
So I am going to see if we have any Dronino slices left, and we're going to compare. Oh, that's fine. I just want to compare. Thank you. We're going to pull a slice of the Russian Dronino meteorite from our collection and compare.
You want a whole or a slice?
A slice, please. You came to the right place, sir.
I think
We
so.
not only do we repair meteorites, we identify them. Bill does the preservation, I do the detective work. We're like the Laurel and Hardy of the meteorite world. No, sorry, the Holmes and Watson of the meteorite
We're
world.
straight off the funny farm.
Well then, look at this. So, thank you very much. Our company president, Beth Carrillo, just got a slice of Dronino from our display, and look at those
Oh yeah.
amoeba-like features. This one's very highly polished, so it might be a little hard to see. If you examine those amoeba-like features, and look at that line-like feature that almost looks as if it's been painted, and the little circular half-moon shapes. Sure. These are very key to identification. So now let's look at this piece that was brought in by our guest. And this is darker because it's been etched. Our slice has just been polished, but this one's been treated with acid. And I would say with some degree of certainty this is Dronino. It's definitely not Simchan, because Simchan would have given us a very clear etch pattern by this point. And I don't know any other meteorite other than Dronino that has these amoeba-like features. And you can take that and photograph it yourself. Please just handle by the edges, thank you.
You look pretty fancy here in your jacket.
Ah, thank you. Well, I'm wearing, would you take the camera for just a moment? I'll say hello to our viewers.
Yeah, in picture into a mirror.
Good afternoon, it's a very special day here at the Gem Show, so I thought I would wear my official NASA jacket. This was given to me at NASA Dryden when we filmed the Sophia telescope episode of Meteorite Men. So I've already been asked 3 times today if I work for NASA. So I've had the great pleasure of working with NASA on numerous occasions, but I remain a free agent.
Meteorites.
So nothing like a spaceflight jacket when you're trying to save meteorites that have fallen here from outer space.
So I just handed you this one. You think that that's something that Bill can do?
So this is
a travesty, I tell you.
This is one of our favorite meteorites. It's Taza, also known as Northwest Africa 859. This is a placitic octahedrite. Has a really unusual spindle-like etch pattern. Unlike any other meteorite, it's a nice end cut, showing a little bit of rust. So if Bill has time and energy, maybe we'll ask him to do a re-etch on this, and that will really bring out its splendor. One of my favorite irons. All right, we'll add that to the queue. And do we have any viewer questions?
No, not yet. Hello, Graham. Hello, Ryan.
Thanks for tuning in, friends.
Hand this back to you so that I can
Thank you,
get
Beth.
back to
I'll
the
take
You're
over.
welcome.
That's our company president, Beth Carrillo. Thank you for stepping in as camera person. That's Christian, who's usually our director of photography. So now we're giving a treatment to some Toluca iron part slices from Mexico. And I hear the voice of a very famous meteorite personality over there at the desk. One Ruben Garcia, also known as Mr. Meteorite. So go and say the light. Is that Ruben Garcia?
Yes,
World
sir.
famous meteorite hunter?
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh.
Selling my wares once again.
Look at you
So,
hawking stuff. This is why everyone
this
should
is
come
funny.
down to the gem show.
I'm wondering if I'd like to purchase these for our live video and for here, but some of these are rusting. Jeff, do you think this is something that can be repaired by Bill?
Oh, this is 15 grams.
Are these, oh, they're Monique Luster.
Yeah.
Now these are interesting little pieces. Are these from ring manufacturing?
Sphere offcuts.
Oh, sphere offcuts.
Yeah, so they have real odd cuts. You can see some of the odd cuts that come out when they do spheres. They cut off the exterior, and then you get these crazy little offcuts. And then when a sphere goes bad, you get.
Now when spheres go bad.
When
Tonight
spheres
on
go
Fox
wrong.
with Ruben Garcia.
Did
when
you want to
spheres
be
go
on
wrong,
camera?
that's what you got.
Sorry, Ruben.
I need to sign the release a little later.
Yeah, I should have asked you about
No,
that.
it's
Sorry.
okay. Sure. I'm always happy to be
You're
on
such a
camera.
star. You
Yeah,
don't mind doing a little bit of broadcast.
I don't mind at all.
Look at that, the most
This is-
handsome guy in meteorites. Can you believe it?
The second most
Meteorite
handsome
himself.
behind Jeff,
Please.
with the half moon.
Oh, that's lovely.
Isn't that nice?
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Jeff? I sure would like our
You'd have to-
our Facebook Live viewers.
These are lovely.
I asked Ruben to bring us some small affordable meteorites, and this is what he found. So you guys are seeing the deal making in action.
Yes, behind the scenes at the 22nd Street Gem Show, this is the life of a commercial meteorite company. Yeah, I love these. I think these are great. People who would like an example of a small part slice affordable etch. This is Moniamalusta, the iron that was found in northern Sweden in the Arctic Circle, was the subject of 2 Meteorite Men episodes. Lovely. Okay, viewers, let us know if you want some of these. It's a good opportunity to add a little etched part slice.
Inexpensively.
Inexpensively, very inexpensively.
And for our live viewers, we have some brand new white quartz that arrived.
Oh my gosh, that's an amazing piece. That's really big for white quart. That's almost as big as the one I found.
Is that right? You found one like that?
I found 2 bigger than this.
Ooh,
Actually, more than 2.
And
But,
not
no, this is super rare though. Look at that. Look at that nice shrapnel feature there. That is really wild.
and not a piece that we would ever let Bill clean.
No, this has a nice natural patina. This is as found. That is a real piece of a crater-forming iron meteorite. So usually when we get white quartz pieces, they're about this size. Actually, even these are a bit larger than average. That's a really cool piece. White quartz Canada.
Never clean them.
Scene of my favorite Meteorite Men episode, our season 1 episode. We went there twice. And this crater is only about 1,100 years old. It's one of the youngest craters on Earth that's produced meteorites. This is an exceptionally large piece. This would be in the top 1% of all of large pieces that were found at White Quartz. That is really something. Can I keep this one? Just kidding.
If you want to,
No,
yeah.
no. I have my pieces that were kindly granted export permits by the Canadian government. Wow, that is super. All right, ladies and gents, we've got White Quartz just arrived. This is what it's like every day at Aerolite Meteorites. Famous meteorite hunters, television personalities, Arctic Circle meteorites, Canadian crater-forming irons.
Brand new witness fall here.
Brand new witness fall.
I
What
said
else
I know
have
I
we
don't want
got?
to go on camera, but I'll go. It's okay.
Oh, would you like to say a quick hello? Here's Beth Carrillo, president of Aerolite Meteorites.
Everybody knows me by now.
Still smiling after how many days have we been here?
9.
9?
Well, yeah, 9.
That doesn't count set up and back
doesn't
in.
count up
No,
set up,
that's
correct.
open for 9
It's
straight
been
days.
12 years.
And how many days off have you had during this gem show, Beth?
1.
1. And how many times did I interrupt you on that day with questions?
None.
No, once.
No.
Only once.
Ruben was calling.
Oh,
But that's
I'm
important.
always interrupting
You
her.
rascal.
That's fine by me.
She's got
it's
the
a
money,
welcome.
I got the meteorites.
So tell us about this.
This is a new witnessed fall from Morocco. It landed in July of 2017, and these are fusion-crusted individuals, if you can imagine. It's NWA...
No, it's got a name, right?
Oh, it's the name we don't know.
It's a difficult name to pronounce. It's like
King Wow or something.
King Wow Gel or something. I'm not Moroccan, so I have a tough time.
It does have a name. Ruben is
It
correct.
has a name, yeah.
Imagine that, a meteorite with a difficult to pronounce name. How shocking. Kel Shocker, as Nick Kells would say.
So they're pretty amazing.
Those are lovely.
Crusted stones, yeah. It's beautiful.
So Chris is asking prices on the white quartz samples.
$10 a gram, Chris.
$10 a
Which
gram,
Chris is that?
Chris Moat.
Oh, hello. I thought it was the other Chris that came in and visited us.
So there are some very affordable pieces in here.
And everybody can email me about these too. We just got these.
Oh, we got Morocco parts as well.
Poor Ruben. He's just trying to get out of here. We got some.
Another favorite meteorite men location, another crater episode. That was Morocco, Poland. Look at these lovely parts. Talk about Widmanstatten pattern. These are super. All right, gents. So look, lovely Schreiberside in this one. That's fantastic. Michelle Clark, says she's only tuning in for the space rockets.
Hi, Michelle. Look,
Thanks a lot, Michelle. Thanks a lot, Michelle.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, we have Gibeon spheres too.
Nice.
Yeah, all of these will make it to the website in a couple weeks, but this is your first look.
So I'm really supposed to be doing the meteorite preservation demo, but do please message us if you want any of these. We got lovely Munyanulustas. Look at that half moon. Isn't that pretty? Morocco, white quartz, all these craters. Alright, I'm gonna get back to Bill and see how he's doing.
Those extra steps for me, we would not spray with you.
Here's a quick view of our booth. 3,200 square feet, dinosaurs and meteorites. It's hopping here on a Sunday. We're up to 6 p.m. Free admission.
Well, I can take it off.
Kids welcome.
Okay.
Genius Inventors welcome. How's it going, Uncle Bill?
Fine, fantastic.
What have we got? Oh my gosh, it looks gorgeous. I can't believe that. It's pristine. It looks like Steve pulled it out of the ground yesterday. Well, it wouldn't have been cut then, would it? It looks like he pulled it out of the ground and took it immediately to the prep lab yesterday.
Right on.
And then what do we do for cleaning off the acid component?
I put in a neutralizer solution. I neutralize the acid again with a vapor phase corrosion inhibiting additive. And after that, I come up with alcohol and denatured alcohol, and I'm just going to clean up my specimen here.
But I thought you said that we weren't supposed to drink and do meteorites at the same time.
Well, actually,
I put you on the spot there, didn't I?
Yes, you put me on the spot. I don't want you to stop drinking, but I want you to choose your alcohol with sophistication.
That is absolutely gorgeous. I'm really amazed.
Now,
and so Bill, our wonderful friend Michelle Clark is watching enthusiastically from the UK. Hi Michelle. And she asks if the neutralizer solution and everything being used comes with the kit.
yes, yes.
You have it directly from the inventor there,
You
ladies
get
and
two
gentlemen.
acids, a liquid and a gel. And then we have the neutralizing solution.
And we had one of our friends ask how we can buy this from the UK. Is there a UK distributor, or do we have to order from the States? Is there a distributor in Europe? Do
You know, I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because I put these things in the hands of the Bennett's, and they do have distributors in Europe. And if there's a demand, we'll see that the distributors have these.
Excellent. So for the moment, those of you watching from Europe who are interested, please go to PaleoBOND.com and you will see there under the products list that the meteorite kit is carried on the PaleoBOND website. And I believe there may be some international shipping restrictions, but if there's enough interest, we'll ask Nick Howes in our UK office of Aerolite Meteorites to get set up as a distributor for this. It's a fantastic product that been using for many years, but it's a real treat to see Bill demo this himself.
The last item here, to prevent any future corrosion, is to coat it with, we call it the meteorite corrosion protection spray, with a vapor phase corrosion inhibitor.
Excellent. And so that gives it a nice finish, and it also
Protects it for further corrosion.
And what kind of a product is this? This is not just an off-the-shelf lacquer. This is a particular thing that you devised.
This was done originally for military, and all of the instrumentation in all of our airplanes, tanks, guns, things like that are coated with this.
Holy cow, I didn't know that. So you helped make the Army shiny.
Sure.
Yeah, you're a man of many talents, Bill. All right, so here we go. This is the application of the protective coat. It's beautiful.
Done.
And Bill, this is actually a meteorite that Steve and I found years ago in Brenham. It was one of our early big finds. It was some years before the Meteorite Men show, and that's the end cut that we took off that I saved as a memento. So that's one of my personal collection pieces. So I really appreciate you working your magic on it. And any other final words before we sign off? So so we fixed the Brenham. You did a lovely job on these Tolucas. See, all the rust has gone from them. You did an incredible job on this drone. You know, look how beautiful that piece is. Oh my gosh, that is incredible. So we successfully identified this mystery Russian iron as Dronino. You took a bucket of rust off that one, and it looks so much nicer now that you've done the etch treatment on it. So there's no Widmanstätten pattern on it, but applying the acid adds to the contrast of the piece. That is just so lovely. Can we keep that? I'm just kidding you. you
I was going to make for a shorter loan. He has some more work on removing the rust from that crevice that he can't do here with the equipment. So,
excellent.
We'll have it on rehab loan if that's the term.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I hope you're happy with that.
It's certainly, I was afraid I was going to lose it in a few more months of the rate of attack on that was very fast. So these darkened areas obviously etch differently from the more metallic. Is that the silica area, or was that just where the rust had gotten deeper into the matrix?
I know that we investigated this very question when we took some Dronino pieces to ASU, to the Center for Meteorite Studies. I think that they are iron sulfide inclusions, but I'll have to check on that. I don't actually remember the structure, but no, I don't think they're silicates. This is a nickel-rich iron meteorite, and I believe it's an iron mineral, and we will check on that.
And this crack, is that something that would have occurred during impact? Or
that's probably a weathering crack. So Dronino, we've been to the site, we did a Meteorite Men episode there, and our Russian expert Sergei and Dima do believe that there's a crater there, but we also think that it's buried and it's never been found. But it's soil, it's a very soft surface. So my guess is the meteorite probably didn't shatter to that degree since it landed in a soft surface, and that crack is probably a result of long-term terrestrial weathering. Well, congratulations on that. Thank you so much for bringing that. I am super impressed. So Last reminder, we're looking at Bill Mason's MCP Meteorite Corrosion Protection Kit. This is a fantastic way that you can preserve and protect your meteorites at home. You can order it from PaleoBOND.com, which is managed by our great friends Tracy and John Bennett of Dinosaur Brokers. Here's the inventor himself, Bill Mason. Bill, any final words for our audience? Look at that! You saved one of my favorite pieces. That is incredible. What a beautiful etch.
Well, anything to make you happy, Jeff.
Oh, you're too kind. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Airlight Meteorites. I'm your host, Jeff Notkin. We are signing off from the Showcase building at the 22nd Street Show. We are open daily through the 11th of February. Our guest, inventor Bill Mason and his MCP. Thanks so much, Bill.
Right on.
Signing off.